Hello again, this is Maher Abraham, and today we're going to cover the third group of the alphabet from Syriac letter, and it is part of chapter 2 in the third edition. The third group is made of three letters: Hath, Uteth, Uyoth. Together it says Hattai. Hattai. All these letters join from both sides. Hath, first one, hath, it's almost like a small W, and we're going to start writing this one. Let's just learn a little bit about hath. Really, hath is very interested in the spoken language. And a lot of people confuse which one they have to use. Even so, if they are not or let's say they are entry level in the language, they are confused which sounds or which letter they're going to use with the spoken language, and I'm going to cover that one just in a minute. Hath, I don't have any. Hath first, numeric value is 8. Tamaniya for male or masculine. Tamane for feminine. Tamane for feminine. I don't have any letter in English for hath. Almost is a heavily accent age. Hath. Hath connect again from any letter from both sides. I already mentioned that hath has two sounds, and this is really here are the difference between the two accent we have in Eastern dialogue, the mountain accent and the Deshtan Ninwe Nineveh Plain accent. All right, let's just start with mountain dialogue. Lishan Torah. Hath always has the sounds of ch. No matter what. Every time you hear people from the mouth, hath always is ch. That's why they say it cheth. Even though if you are learning from a Syriac language, he is from the mountain dialogue. He's gonna say this. The name of this letter is cheth, not hath. All right, so it doesn't matter. Is an accent really? The two people, the two group of people, they understand each other. Not a big deal. And I'm going to just give you, in the spoken language with the Nineveh Plain, is different. So let's just go back to the mountain dialogue here, just for those that cannot say ch. So if you know Schumacher, just like in German language, they say Schumacher. I know in English they're going to be Schumacher. But Schumacher, if you heard that German people, in Germany, they say Schumacher. We're going to give the KH when we need to write hath or chet, in English. Pay attention to this one, KH. We have another letter later on we're going to cover. It's going to be sounds ch when we have a single dot underneath it. In the Nineveh Plain dialogue, Lishanid Deshta or Lishanid Ninwe, it has two sounds in the modern Syriac spoken accent. A sound has heavily accent H if the word is a religion or spiritual word, or barely used in the spoken language, like in. I think the examples is gonna tell you what I mean by if it's a religion or spiritual word. Like when we say shuha, okay, again, this is only in the Nineveh Plain. Shuha, glory. That's why we say shuha. If I go to the mountain dialogue, it is shucha. Okay, again, we said in the mountain dialogue, always the hath is ch. But in the Nineveh plain dialogue, shuha, he, ruha, mshiha, shliha, tishbuhta, hasha, hubba, hawa. I think you have an idea why we're going to say he here. And any other word, okay, has hath in Nineveh plain dialogue, okay, not a religion word or spiritual word, is going to be sounds of ch. And to make sure that our reader is going to make the difference when they read the word with the sounds ch, we're going to place a big dot above the hath. So when you see that hath, a single dot above, is going to make it sounds of ch. This is not a grammar. This is not a grammar. It just we use it here as style to, or as a note to tell our reader the sounds of this h is ch. Examples like when we have milcha, it should be milha. Milha is more like classic word, milha, but we say it milcha, ch, mishcha, khmara, khamra, khlula. And also khalwa, okay, it's milk. Do you see here that the pthaha with khalwa, which is milk or yogurt as well? Honestly, khalwa in a dialogue, in a Nineveh dialogue, is yogurt, but also we use it for milk. And when I have a pthaha and a hath, the top dot for a pthaha is going to be replaced by the big dot. So it's going to look like the top one is darker and bigger than the one below, so that you're going to know this one sounds as ch, khalwa. In case in next chapters you're going to have something like this, you know that is sounds of ch. In a classical Syriac language, okay, now if you are learning the classic or classical language, what we call it lishana atiqa, hath, this one is always sounds of hath in lishana deshta, the Nineveh plain dialogue. So if I'm at the church and reading something which is in Lishana Atiqa, classical language, every time I have hath, I will say hath. For example, for oil, mishcha is a dialogue language. If I have it in a classical, I cannot say mishcha, I have to say mishha. Okay, and so on. So hath in the classical language is always hath. We don't have hath in Nineveh plain dialogue. This honestly, this letter, it's the one who make this the difference between the two accents in the Eastern dialogue, the mountain dialogue and the or the mountain accent and the Deshtin Nineveh accent. Alright, okay, hath, how exactly is going to show up in the word? This is hath at the beginning, middle, and so on. It's almost the same with the strangila or strangilo. I'm going to just show you how we're going to write hath, and then we're going to study more about words and the vowels in this case. Okay, Hath is also above the line, and it is like a small W in English, but from right to left when we write it. Okay, Hath. Now the one, you see this one goes up when it's standby alone, but when it's joined, it's gonna go straight. Join the second one, the following letter. Okay, for example, I'm gonna say Hath and Beth. You see, this one is joined here. I just make it a little bit longer just to show you for illustration. And again, I'm going to write Hath, small w. Hath, again, sounds as ha. With the sqapa is going to be ha. With the pthaha, ha. With the zlama bshiqa, he. With the zlama qishya, open e, he. This one is he, sorry, he. This one is he. And with the rwasa, hu. With the rwaha, hu. With the hwasa, he. Now you're going to say, what about how I'm going to pronounce the, when it's kh, sounds kh with the vowel. Instead of saying ha, I'm going to say kha. Kha, kh, khe, khu, kho, khi. Again, when it sounds kh, you're going to see a single dot here, a big dot above. Okay, that is only for what? Reading in this book. To tell our readers, this one sounds kh. Again, we already learned the difference between hath and khe, and where and who they use hath and who use khe. Okay, back to this one here, and these are the words are made of the 8 letters so far we have covered. The first one is khuda. Khuda, kha, غذاء, حبة, حاوى. With the vowels, h with the sqapa, ha, long a, hasha, ha. With the short a, we have 2 words, khamra, khatha. With the h, short I, here it sounds kh. We have a dot above, like the one before, the 2 before. Khawra, khawra. He, hel, hel. Hu, بسخوثة حلمانة. بسخوثة حلمانة. Ho with the O sounds, حوقة. And finally, he, حيلة. This group, third group, is طيث. طيث. And this letter, I have no English letter compatible to this guy, or to this letter. The best one we do is we write it as a TD, tid, t. Numeric value for teth is 9, tish'a. Tish'a for male or masculine, tisha for feminine. Teth connects to any letter, follow it. That means it's not one of those unjoined letters. This is how exactly it's going to look like in a word. And here explain how we're going to write it. And I want you to practice this one. Tayth is going to be above the line. Doesn't matter about this line is a table line. It's not going to show up as this one here in the computer. So طيث always is above the line, and I'm going to show you that one in a minute. And then I'm going to apply the sounds, the vowels on a طيث, and how exactly it's going to change the sounds. Let me erase this one, and I'm going to change the color here. So طيث is above, is made of this one. Some part of the طيث is underneath. So this is the line, okay, for example, this is the line, and then make a small triangle going up. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger font so you see how it's gonna look like. طيث. And it is same for strangila or strangila. طيث sounds as t without vowel. So if I'm having skapa, long a, so the sounds is gonna be ta. Pthaha, ta. زلام بشيقة ط. زلام قشية ط. رواصة طو. رواحة طو. أنحواصة طي. Again, طا طه طه طي طو طو طي. Words made of 9 letters so far we covered. I have tawa, good, tawa. Look at the Beth again. I don't need to mention this one from now on, but Beth, because I have another example, the same letters but different sounds and different meanings. Tawa, Beth has a dot underneath it, so it sounds as W, tawa. Tabba, tabba, news. Tuwa, 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 bless. With the vowels, ta, long a, ta, I have 3 words. Tausa, topana, topana, qata, qata. With the pthaha ta, short a, I have 2 words. Tayra, tasta, tayra, tasta. T with a short I, talanitha, talanitha. Te, teth, teth, the same letter, teth. Tu, I have 2 words. Qatutha, qatutha, tura, tura. So now you know that male cat is qata, female cat is qatutha. Sometimes you're gonna hear qata also say qatu, qatu. Alright, next one with arwaha to, I have 1 word, tuhma, tuhma. Ti, 2 words, patila, tina. The last letter we're gonna have for this group is yod or yod. Yod is Y in English, and I have a grammar. Here we are, grammar 7. When a single dot is placed being at the letter yod, like is shown here, it becomes the vowel hwasa, E. And we're gonna learn more in chapter 3. Numeric value for yod is 10. Isra for masculine, Isser for feminine. Beginning with Yod, each letter we're gonna have later is gonna count by 10 till Qob, which is 100. Therefore, now by learning 10, if I'm gonna have Yod and Alap, Yod is 10, Alap is 1, so the numeric value of this one is 11. How are we gonna say 11? Kha Isser, or how exactly we're gonna say it, how in the spoken language? Khadeser. Daleth, the second one is not silent. Khadeser, plural, means 110. Same way we have Yod, He. Yod is 10 from right to left. Remember that. Yod is 10. He is 5, so it's 15. Khamshasar, 510. Again, that is how we say it, Khamshasar, and we use the second part, okay, the second part, we use the feminine form, Isser, Khamshasar. Okay, and Yotheth is 9, so 19, Tish'asar. Okay, so the numbers from 11 to 19 are the same for masculine and feminine in the spoken language. In the classic, there is masculine and feminine for that one. But we're not studying the classical one, so we just focus on the spoken language. So this, the numbers from 11 to 19, we can use for both masculine and feminine. Yod is the third one, the weakest letter, or one of the three weakest letters. We already have Waw. The first one we studied was Alap. Now we have Waw, and now we have Yod. The third one, when it has no vowel, most likely at the end, is silent. Together, if we're gonna have or to memorize or remember those three, it's gonna be in one word, Oi. Oi. Oi is the word when in a Syriac culture or Surai culture, when you get hurt, you say Oi. Oi. Yod connects to any letter which follow it, and this is how it's gonna look like. By the way, Yod is the smallest letter in a group, all alphabet, not only this group, but all of them. And Jesus mentioned this one in the Bible. Not even Yod. Okay, so the small letter is Yod, and let's just practice how we're gonna write this one. And as here, Yod is almost like a small U in English and is above the line. Again, I'm gonna just remind you about Heth. Heth, right? It was small w. Yod is a small u. And this one here, this part, is going to join to the next one. Let's just say Yod Beth or Yod Alap, and so on. So Yod is small u when it stands by itself. Again, I'm not going to be perfect like the font in the book, but at least you know this is the letter Yod. Yod sounds is y, y. With the skapa, it's going to be ya. Pthaha, ya. Zama pshiqa, y. Open e, zama qishya, ye. With the rwasa, with the rwasa, ya, you. With the hwasa, yo. sorry, رواحة. This one is رواحة. With رواحة. Yo. With حواصة ye. Ye. So it's gonna be ya, ya, y, ye, yo, you, yo, ye. Words are made of 10 letters we have covered so far. I have two words, biba, biba, yubawa, yubawa, yubawa. Ya, here I have yawma, yawma, ya, yarkha, yarkha, y, laib, laib, ye, Israel, Israel, you, yulpana, yulpana, yo, yod, ye, here by itself, it says isha. Honestly, it should be yod. I don't have a word to have both yod and yod, but I put here isha. Sounds to give you a close. Yesha could be not 100% the right one, but at least for example.